life is strange, man.
What's still hard? What are some of the challenges that you still face, man? What are the down times, the hard times? What are the shadows that fall across your
They're minimized by work. The more effort that I put in my life, whether it's exercise or particularly like running and yoga and martial arts and doing stand-up and doing podcast, the more I do those things, the more, because I'm creating my own struggle. And I feel like there's a lot of benefit in creating your own struggle rather than, if you see a lot of people that run into a lot of struggle with life, just life in general, in terms of relationships and friendships and fallings out, a lot of that seems to me that people need a certain amount of conflict and a certain amount of struggle. And they create that struggle if they don't get it in some sort of a organic form. If you're not at war with a neighboring tribe, or you're not worried about predators, you create this struggle with your girlfriend or with your buddies or with the people at work, your coworkers. The more I create my own struggle, the more I orchestrate it through training, through exercise, and just rigorous physical struggle where you're knocking on the door of whether or not your body is going to make it through this. The more you do that, the more I feel like it minimizes those other struggles in life. I like it that way better. I don't need any real horse shit in my life. I like to make my own horse shit. And it seems like, but it really does seem like doing that minimizes other things. Because like if you're running hills, right? If I'm running hills and doing these sprints 400 or 500 yards up this hill, it's so fucking hard to do that's all I can think of. And my body's heaving, my heart's pounding, and I'm just push. And all I'm thinking about is my breath. Things get minimized. That's a real struggle. That's almost death. Your heart is going 180 beats a minute. You're pouring sweat. That's like a design. I'm doing it on purpose. And I'm doing it to squeeze out all the excess energy and angst that my body might be putting off, that sort of confuses you about the real significance of interpersonal conflict and relationship conflict and work conflict. So much of it is exaggerated by your own body's desire for some sort of action, something going on. Well, I've found that the more I do that myself, the less I have that in my everyday life. And then also I have to do all the shit I'm supposed to do. I have to do all the work, including family stuff. Like I spend a lot of time with my family. I orchestrate it. I go to the comedy store after the kids go to bed. I get up with them in the morning. I help them get ready for school. I either take them to school, I go with them when my wife takes them to school. I do podcasts during the day while they're at school, and then afterwards I hang out with them and I see them. If I don't do that, I feel like a shitty dad. Like I have to spend time with them. I don't even like going away on weekends, but I like the fact that I'll be home tomorrow. I'll be home tomorrow. I take the first out flight.
Always.
Always.
And your discipline in doing that, it doesn't matter what. I mean, what alcohol were we drinking in Rio? Something terrible. And it was light outside, and we were drinking it. And we're still on the fucking flight, the early flight, getting home early. Your discipline and commitment to that is fucking special. And it's every time. Not a lot of people can say that. A lot of people be like, oh, I had a big night Saturday night. I'm going to fucking chill on Sunday. I'll see the kids later. No. You just show up. And
well, that's my commitment, especially when you're flying. I don't have to do anything. Just to sit down. I'm going to sit down for 4 hours. It's not that big a deal. Just get up early and go do it. I'm not doing anything. Like I should check out the fucking dark corners of my brain on these flights. I like to pop a heavy edible before a flight and just sit there and like, yikes. Because that's when you learn things. You can't go anywhere. You could watch a movie on your laptop, or you could
distract yourself.
Or you can really think about shit. And sometimes that's some of my best writing I get done when I'm just barbecued on a plane, heading home from somewhere, exhausted.
It is actually, it's a little bit different than the workout, but it's the same discipline of, okay, if you're going to float, or if you're going to do yoga, or if you're going to eat an edible and sit on the plane with your headphones on, that's part of finding the struggle yourself. That's going and being the hunter, not the hunted. You're not going to get hunted by the shadows of your mind, these thoughts that are coming up. You're going to chase them down. You're going to find them and shine the lights in the fucking dark, murky corners and be like, was I a cunt? Was I a fucking dick? What did I do? What happened? What am I feeling here? What's going on? That's that attitude of going out there and seeking the challenge is probably the most important thing that we can do to prevent these things from happening to us. You know, it's just like going out and being like, no, I'm the hunter. I'm going to hunt this. I'm going to hunt the quiet parts, and I'm going to hunt those parts where I want to quit. I'm going to try and find those areas where I want to give up.
And you can curate those thoughts, and you can cultivate them. You could. There's a thing that you can do where you can get used to action, like Jocko Willink's a perfect example. He has that thing on his. If you go to his Instagram page, almost every other photo is a watch, and it's a watch that says 4:30 in the morning because that's when he gets up and he works out, and he earns the sunset, and he does that. He's so disciplined, and he's got this saying that's a great saying: discipline equals freedom, and it's true. Because he's able to force himself to do that every single time. There's no excuses. There's no breaks. There's no days off. It doesn't happen. Because of that, you're not scared. You know that you can keep doing it. You know that you can continue to perform. There's a lot of people that are scared of their ability to do something that's difficult. They're scared of whether or not you see someone who's doing something that's really tough to do, and you go, man, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could force myself to be disciplined. I don't know if I could force myself to take that kind of action. Well, if you do force yourself to take that kind of action, you don't have that question anymore. That question, I don't know if I can do it. Well, you're doing it. So you obviously can do it. Can you do it tomorrow? Well, you did it today. Why can't you do it tomorrow? Just do it. That Nike slogan, just do it, it's one of the greatest slogans of all time. It's so true. It's so good. It's so much better than live your truth or any of these fucking stupid ones that you hear today that people keep spouting out left and right. Get out there and go fucking do something. Just go. And then in the middle of doing it, it'll become easy. Even if it's not easy, even if it's hard, it's easier than not doing it and wishing that you had done it.
Yep.
That's the worst.
One of the things that I think is hard for people is if let's say you do it once, right? And then you realize that you can do it and that you could have been doing it. People will start judging themselves in the past for not doing it because they've told themselves, I can't do that. I can't lose weight. I can't be cool. I can't do these things. And I'm broken in some way. And they have these stories about themselves about how they can't. And then if they just do it once, then they have to forgive themselves for not doing it before. And that's why I think being able to just say, oh, no. It's cool. That was my past self. This is myself now. And I can do it now. And I can totally radically forgive myself for the past and just move forward from here because the past is fucking gone. You know, it's over. It's a dead body. Like the living body starts now, immediately.
That's like that video that we did a while back, Be the Hero of Your Own Movie. You are not your past. You're you. You're you right now. Like the past you might have done some things you wish you hadn't done. Don't dwell on that. You learn from it, that's fine, but don't dwell on it. Just keep moving. Keep moving. Use it as fuel. Say never again. I get what I did wrong, but don't think that you're that person that made those mistakes. You're the person who's learned. And to have that attitude is a really important thing. And to not say, why am I doing this now? I could have been doing this my whole life. Well, you weren't. So the fuck is that going to help? You gotta not think like that. You just gotta be happy you're doing it now.